Greetings Guzzlers, we're going to do a bit of baking. We're going to make a traditional Welsh tea bread, okay, Barabrith. Now Barabrith, sometimes known as speckled bread. I think that might be what Barabrith actually means, I don't know that, I can't speak to that. Now Barabrith, like I say, is a traditional Welsh bread cum sort of cake, which you'd like to eat at tea time with, say, butter, or if you're Welsh, apparently some of the Welsh like it with a nice slice of Caerphilly cheese. Sounds nice to me. Anyway, let's get making our Barabrith. So I actually started this last night because what we need to do is soak some mixed fruit. I've got 250 grams there of mixed fruit with some sugar, brown sugar, 170 grams mixed into that. And then I made some very strong tea, okay, 300 mils with 3 tea bags in. Okay, and when that are brewed, I've then added that into that. Now, that's then been soaking probably for a good 12 hours at least, okay? You can see how the fruit's swollen up, well, you will do later anyway. Last thing I'm going to add to this mix is I've got 1.5 teaspoons of allspice. So I'm just going to chuck that in there, and then we'll mix that in a second. The only other things you're going to want is some self-raising flour, which I've got measured out in that bowl, 225 grams, and then an egg. Now you'll want your oven on. Your oven at the moment is heating up to 170, okay, fan that is, Celsius. And I've greased a little loaf tin. I've lined it with a bit of paper. I've left the sides long to make it easy to lift it out. Okay, so really that's all there is to it. So I'm just going to mix that into there, and then we'll start preparing the other ingredients. So like I said, I've measured out, this is self-raising flour by the way, and we're just going to put in 1 egg into that, and we're just going to then sort of mix that as well as we can into the flour. And then what we're going to do is we're going to gradually add in that fruit and tea mix until we can combine it all together in a nice batter. Alright, so that's all we're going to do. We're just going to gradually bring that all in together. It's not making a fruit cake, isn't it? Which is what it is essentially, I suppose. I mean, it's called a bread, but I mean obviously there's no yeast in it. Okay, so I'm just going to get that mixed in. So I'm going to put that pan on just a baking tray. Just try not to make too much mess. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to pour that into that tin. And then, like I say, we want the oven at 170. Okay, I'll get the last bit of that out in a second. Going in the oven at 170, where we'll cook it for about 40 to 50 minutes. And obviously, what we'll do is we'll check it with like a skewer to make sure it comes out clean. Okay, so just going to get the rest of that in there, get it in the oven, and then I'll catch up with you when we bring it out. So that's my Barabrith out of the oven. Now that actually took just over 55 minutes. I don't know whether it's because of the shape of my tin or what. But what we're going to now do is just lift it out onto the rack, and we're just going to let it obviously cool. Now I should imagine this would be quite tasty, hot, but it's going to be a bit too bloody hot at the minute. Okay, so we'll have a little bit of a taste session later. Perhaps we might wait till it's just a little bit warm with a bit of butter on it. So there we go. I'll catch you when we come to taste it. But that is our Barabrith cooked. Here we go. Cut the first slice of Barabrith. This bit, obviously the end bit, but it looks nice and fruity. Tastes very fruity. get the tea coming through. Very nice just on its own. So the other half, I've added a generous amount of butter. Let's see what it tastes like with a bit of butter on it. Very nice. So, I think I've put some butter on it. I haven't got any Caerphilly cheese to try it with. I've got a bit of cheddar and I don't think that quite works, does it? But there you go. Your Welsh tea bread, Barabrith.